What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. I gotta admit, man, like what I saw from the Cowboys just now. Of course, Brandon Aubrey capping off what was a nice end to the second half there with a 66-yard field goal. My God, man, the fact that he could even make that, and I swear it looked like he might have been able to make it from 67, 68, dare I say 70. Hopefully, we won't attempt too many of those, but hey, at the end of the half, if you're that confident in your kicker, I mean, what do you have to lose? All you're trying to do is, get an extra 3 points. I'm not mad about that. But again, hopefully we don't do that too often, but we'll see what happens, man. But again, man, just exciting to see just some points being scored, but also the fact that he kicked a 66-yarder, man, that's crazy. Now, Trey Lance helping out with that play with that was about 20-yard scramble to set that play up. And then prior to that, with the 2-minute drill, first TD for the preseason for the Cowboys offense to Flournoy with a beautiful throw and catch by Flournoy for someone who, according to Brian Broaddus, is somebody who's fighting for a roster spot. I know wide receiver is a position I wouldn't say is that we have depth at, but outside of CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks, and I guess, if you want to count Kavontae Turpin, our fourth, right? Two guys might be fighting for one spot if the Cowboys decide to only carry 5 wide receivers, and, 4 guys could be fighting for 2 spots if the Cowboys decide to go with decide to hold 6 receivers. That's kind of what Brian Broaddus was alluding to earlier today. That was a position of interest for him in this game. A couple of players that have stood out to me tonight. Again, Trey Lance having, I don't want to say his best game, but probably like his best half, part of a half. Still some accuracy issues, but hey, man, this guy hasn't had a lot of reps, and the balls that were dropped that weren't the best accurate, the most accurately thrown. They hit one. Cropper dropped one that hit him in the chest, and I believe he dropped another one that hit him in the hand. So hard to be too mad about Trey Lance at those. But yeah, Trey Lance looking pretty good, showing that athletic ability that was made him such a intriguing prospect. And man, Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe looking pretty stout on the offensive line there. Got to be feeling pretty good. Both those guys are having good weeks, man. But Tyler Guyton, I'm really starting to get, I don't want to say excited, but pretty confident that we won't have a big hole, or that the left tackle position will be a concern heading into the regular season. Maybe I'm a little too optimistic, but that's just kind of what, when I hear the camp reports and I see the highlight plays, of course, highlight plays are always going to make plays look good, but just when I see the highlight plays and I'm just watching him play tonight against the Raiders' first-team defense, it's hard not to be optimistic about what Tyler Guyton can do. And then Cooper Beebe as well. Sounded like he was going to be sitting behind Brock Hoffman this year, and then he's put together strong days, and now here he is having a strong week and starting over Brock Hoffman, and then playing well again against the Raiders' first-team defense. So, love seeing both those draft picks having success early on in the preseason. And then, hey, Deuce Vaughn, man, I know he's been injured. He doesn't look like it's night. He looked like easily our best running back. Now, of course, we didn't see Zeke play tonight. We didn't see Rico. And Malik Davis looked pretty good. Royce Freeman showed a little something. But, man, none of them looked nearly as good as Deuce Vaughn. I hope and pray that we can find a way to get him the ball, that he can get involved in the offense. And I'm not saying he needs 15 touches or anything like that, but am I crazy to ask for like 5, 7, dare I say 10 touches for Deuce Vaughn at a minimum? Maybe not every game, but I don't even think every game would be crazy to think about, because you see what he can do. He is electric with the ball in his hands, and he was doing that against, I don't know if that was the Raiders' first-team defense, but regardless, he was playing with, I think he was playing with the backup offensive line outside of Tyler Guyton. So that says something. I do think he was playing against that Raiders first team defense, and if that is accurate, man, that says a lot for a guy who hasn't had a lot of reps in training camp. But again, with the offensive line playing this way, Defense looking good, even our second and third stringers. I don't know. I'm trying not to drink the Cowboys Kool-Aid as I say it every year, but I think this team could surprise some people. I know there's still questions and whatnot, but I think those questions are starting to be answered about the offensive line. We've seen the additions that the Cowboys have made at linebacker depth wise to the defensive line depth wise, and our secondary looks like it could be even better than it has been the past couple of years. I know earlier today on 105.3 The Fan, I believe it was RJ Ochoa was doing an interview, and he was saying how Mike Zimmer has been the star of training camp, and I love to hear that, man, because I feel like that's an underrated addition to this team that people kind of overlooked. I know that he's only here for 1 year, and I know that he was out of football for a year, but he's shown that he can have elite defenses. He's shown that he can be a good coach, shown that he can be a good coordinator. And with the players that we have on this defense, bringing him in and his system looks like it's going to be a match made in heaven. And I said it a couple of nights ago, but the defense looks like it could be the strength of this team. And if that is the case, and then the offensive line starts to come together and the offense starts to come together, I know that CeeDee Lamb hasn't been active this offseason because he's waiting for that contract, but once he gets clicking, I don't know, man. This team, people kind of predict that this team could be 9-7 or even below 500. But if those things work in our favor, I think the Cowboys could potentially win more than 12 games this year. But we'll see what happens. Again, I'm trying not to drink that Cowboys Kool-Aid, but watching football just gets me excited with the season being right around the corner. But that's all I've got for you guys tonight. I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.